sometimes we mistake sadness for anger, and pain for rejection. We mistake others' pain for a personal rejection of who we are. When we attempt to approach them, we see what is actually their tiredness as them being disinterested in us, but really they're just worn out from their day's hard work. And maybe they light up when they're part of a group, but that doesn't mean the group is rejecting us. It's because we don't give ourselves permission to enter the group unless we are kind of invited in by bright eyes and bright smiles. But needing that permission slip, that approval of the bright eyes and the bright smiles, actually holds us back from a kind of a chiller wavelength. Like the bright smiles and the bright eyes are up here, and we're always like reaching and never getting there, and we're waiting for someone to say, smile at me and let me be part of this group. But that's holding us back from just being part of being, well, I don't need those smiles. Like, I can be over here and just very chill and calm. And there's this group that's happening over here. But my chillness eventually gets me up there. Because over time you cultivate all these subtler energies of light and sound and joy and the electrical voltage of your heart's magnetic field, the magnetic currents of all things. You cultivate kind of positive energy and good vibes in your cells just by being around people over time. Like when you go to social outings and you feel high on life and you feel that the electrical surge of a connection with somebody, or this magnetic connection. And when you're just very calm and you're not looking for their approval, you don't need them to smile at you. You can just kind of be around. That's when you start to cultivate this subtler energy, this chillaxed energy. And that's really essential because it's very reliable, where when you're always waiting for approval, you're kind of flitting in and out and back and forth, and you spend kind of 10 seconds waiting and a minute waiting and nobody smiles at you, so then you leave and you go back and do your homework and you're bored and stressed. And I can classify like 30% of people are doing this, and then 50% are kind of in between somewhere, and then another like 25% like really has it down, where they're just relaxed and they're connected and nobody smiles at them and they're happy, and everybody smiles at them and they're happy, and they can handle either situation just perfectly because their family was just very calm and chillaxed in that same way. And it's really just accident. Like, it really has nothing to do with how good you are as a person, and that's what makes it so that's what makes it so unattainable for many people. So we think it has to do with our worth, but it's really just about it happens through luck for a lot of families. They just end up in the right environment that's peaceful enough to encourage this chillaxed way of life, a way of relating to people. But you can get there on your own through just these steps of retraining yourself not to need someone to smile at you, to invite you somewhere, and to feel like you can just show up even if nobody smiles at you. You can kind of show up to places that have people, and you can invite people over and just kind of calmly put out an invitation. And if it's rejected, you just kind of hang around and don't get anxious about it, and like, oh, this girl was really chatting me up yesterday, but today she was like on the phone with her boyfriend all day, and at first I didn't know what it was. Like, she just wasn't around, and I thought, oh, like she must hate me, and that those thoughts still exist, but I'm at that chillaxed wavelength where I kind of know, well, today is just one day, and I have bad days and I have bad months. Sometimes I have an entire bad month, and girls are the same way. like if she has a bad month, like it could take her an entire month to resolve the situation with her boyfriend, but I wouldn't feel rejected in the slightest, because once it's resolved, she might be like really eager to start talking to other guys again, and just stuff like that. Like often our problems like bring us down, and then other people think that we're rejecting them as a person, but really we're just distracted by, like, oh, my fake teeth fell out and now it's hard for me to talk, but people think I'm rejecting them. And oh, like this girl isn't talking to me, but really she's just worried about um like one thing or another thing, and it has nothing to do with me most of the time.